Hey guys, welcome back. Today I've got another product from AirsoftPeak.com. This one is a long type motor from SHS. This is the torque version. Now, all of you probably heard about SHS. They're a parts company. They make internal parts for AEGs, and they're actually pretty good quality and they're moderately inexpensive. Now, I've seen this motor in action. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I've never actually tried one in one of my guns. So today I'm going to actually give you a really good in-depth review of this because there really isn't a lot of info on it on the Airsoft Peak site, so I want you guys to have some info before you actually purchase this so you know exactly what you're getting. Alright, the motor itself actually comes in this really small cardboard box. It's got little SHS logos on it, some Oriental writing there. It's got their little wolf logo on here that's kind of a red tag, and it's actually on the motor as well. It's the same sticker. You can take this out of the package here, and you got foam inserts in here, so that's good, and a motor-shaped foam insert that the motor sits in. Now, the motor itself is actually somewhat unremarkable. Looks like a regular old motor. To be honest, you could easily mix it up with a stock motor because it doesn't look very well, different. So obviously, this is the long type. Now, if you actually go on AirsoftPeak.com, they say it'll only fit M4 and M16 guns. That's actually not quite true. Obviously, any of us that have even looked inside of a gun, we know that these fit in P90s, M4s, M16s, lots of different guns, not just your usual M4. Alright, one thing I actually did not like about this motor is the fact that the pinion on it is a D-hole pinion. I personally prefer O-hole pinions. They're a little easier to work on, in my opinion. And you can take the spring off. It's actually not very well attached. You might want to bend it a little bit when you get this. There's a little screw, Allen key screw right there where you can take the pinion off. So it is pretty easy to swap out. And I've noticed that oftentimes O-hole pinions will actually work on these D-hole style shafts. So if you really want, you can swap this pinion out. But yeah, this one looks like it's pretty sturdy. So we'll see how it holds up over time. But when you actually put it up to something metal, it'll actually cling on to it pretty well. It's got a decent amount of torque to it. Alright, for the speed test for this motor, we're actually going to drop it in my KWA M4. This guy is pretty much stock. I've just put a new piston head and, well, that's really about it, and a sorbothane pad. So we're going to drop that in here. We're going to test it on an 11.1 volt LiPo and a 7.4 volt LiPo. And hopefully my chrono won't misread too many times during the testing of this. Alright, let's go ahead and install the new motor in the gun. 2 fillet screws on the bottom of the pistol grip. With those out, remove the motor adjustment plate there. Take a small flathead and just pry the motor connectors off and lift your motor out. That's simple. Black wire is going to go in the back, red in the front. Make sure your red wire wraps around the front. Don't put it in the front of the motor. That's just not good. Alright, with all that finished up, go ahead and install your 2 screws again. Now all that remains is to adjust your motor height. What I recommend doing is just inching it in very slowly. See what it sounds like. Once it sounds good and you have it at the right height, leave it there. Alright, as you've just seen, the SHS long type torque motor does get a pretty substantial boost in rate of fire by about 6-7 rounds a second. Pretty decent in my opinion. This is running about 360 feet per second. It's got all the stock parts and stuff in it, stock spring especially. So obviously this is a torque motor. It is meant to pull heavier powered springs. Obviously you're not going to get that 24 rounds a second on, say, a 150 or 160 spring. That would be, A, put a lot of wear on your gearbox, and B, it'd be very painful to get shot by something like that. So go get a nice set of torque gears, a nice piston and motor, maybe a MOSFET and 11-1, and build yourself a really nice DMR with this torque motor. Had a really good trigger response, good rate of fire. It's pretty fast. So go build something nice with it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Untitled Chapter. Big thanks once again to Airsoft Peak for letting me check out some of their products. Expect some more Airsoft Peak products in the near future. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.